Cameron, how do you pronounce it?
RSVP?
How do you say it?
Oh, so respond s'il vous plaît.
Respond s'il vous plaît.
Respond s'il vous plaît. Respond, please.
Are we
I think it's French.
I mean, it sounds French AF. I love it. That is what we're talking about on today's episode.
RSVPs.
It's why we named our podcast RSVP Thanks.
Thanks.
The thanks is sarcastic.
Yeah.
Because it's like one of the most dreaded and most stressful parts of wedding planning. Would you
really
agree?
is.
You just did it. You just went through it. Like how it just sucks because like your vendors need it, your caterer needs it. Like everybody's asking you final numbers. It
You need
plays
a head
into your
count.
budget. Like
You need a head count.
it is proper etiquette. Like as soon as you get the RSVP to respond, either yes or no.
When would you say people need to send out invitations?
So typically if you're having like a local wedding or not a lot of people are traveling, 3 months out is usually pretty standard. If you're going for more of a destination wedding, a lot of people are traveling, I would say maybe 3 to 4 months out. The key is like you don't really want to send it out super early because if you're sending it out like 6, 7 months out and you get those people who are like, okay, as soon as I get it, I'm going to RSVP, then you have a lot of people who are saying yes. And then, gosh, like life hits you. There's life circumstances that come in. And so at that point, they're not thinking about like, oh, I'm going to go back and RSVP no, or maybe even like tell you that they can't come. And you just want the most accurate numbers possible when you're giving your final head count because you're paying for it.
What about with a destination wedding? Would you
I
say
would
they
say
need longer?
4 months maybe.
Okay.
I wouldn't go any further than that.
So the higher end from the 3 to 4 months? Okay.
Probably. Here's the thing too. You're sending out a save the date, usually a year, 9 months to a year out. And people already have it on their radar. They're already putting it on their calendar if they plan on coming, especially if you have a destination wedding. They're having to, book accommodations and travel. And so there's a lot more things that go into it. So if somebody's already booking a plane ticket or a hotel or some sort of resort, like they need to know ahead of time anyway. And they're planning that in accordance. So typically they know if they're able to come or not.
So when do venues typically require like a head count or even caterers?
So everybody's different. I've seen it where it's like a month out. I've seen it where it's 2 weeks out. I've seen it where it's like a few days out. When I tell my brides, I'm like, hey, 3 months out, send the invitations. On the invitation, put your RSVP date about 6 weeks out because they're going to be requesting that 2 to 4 weeks. And you want to have at least a 2-week buffer because like we said, people are not going to abide by the rules.
Right.
Not gonna RSVP on time. I know that like your wedding is all that's on your mind and you're waking up at like 3 a.m. thinking about napkin folds and your seating chart and like just crazy things. Like we all have like wedding planning brain and it's crazy. Meanwhile, like they're sleeping like babies and they just are not thinking about your wedding.
Your
right?
best friend might be thinking about your wedding and your grandma and your mom, but
everybody goes about their lives and they're just not like your wedding is the most important thing to you at that point, but it's not to everybody.
I hate to break it to you, but it's not.
Sorry.
It's not.
But so it is just nice to give that little buffer. That way it's a little less stressful. You can still reach out to people and ask them, hey, like, do you plan on coming? We are going to be, closing the RSVP window on this date. And please just let us know if you can come or not.
Like you said, they're stressful. I dreaded sending out the paper mailing RSVP card. So I actually avoided doing it and I just did a website. Yeah. And that helps me a ton because you can keep an easy head count.
I love a wedding website and they're free. Like everyone should do it. This is something that I did. I also advise my brides. You want something done and you want people to jump on board, make it as easy as possible for them. If you are putting a QR code on your RSVP sheet in your invitation suite, they can literally just scan it and tell you that they're coming. It goes straight to your website. They can click directly on their name. They know how many people are invited. There's no guessing games. There's no like, do I have a +1? Can I bring my boyfriend of 3 weeks? No, you can't. You can't bring your kids. This is who's on the invitation. It's very like cut and dry. And you can track all your RSVPs. It's like fun. It's like a fun game because you get a little like ding ding. These people are coming. These people aren't coming.
I loved getting emails.
Oh my God.
That was my favorite thing. So-and-so RSVP'd.
I started stressing.
But did they decline?
Right? I kept getting all these declines and I was like, is anyone coming?
It's kind of like a yay, like a silent
babe,
yay.
it's just going to be me and you and your mom. I'm just kidding.
Man.
It'd be fun too. It's fine.
Another thing too is with mailing, you risk the mail losing your invitation on the way to your guest, and then you also risk the mail losing the RSVP card back to you. So sometimes you may not find out if they RSVP.
That's very true. Unless you're doing like an actual virtual invitation, you're still running that risk. What I'm talking about is like you're actually sending out a mailing invitation with your RSVP card, but on the card, you're actually just putting a QR code. So that way, when they get the invitation, they just scan it, then they can RSVP yes or no. The only thing with the wedding website is you will want to make sure, typically you're creating that earlier on in the wedding planning journey. And some people even put it on their save the dates. So you do want to make sure there's a little toggle where you can put like hidden. You want to hide the RSVPs until you actually send out your actual invitations. Because you don't want people RSVPing too early.
Yes, and two, I'm not sure if you said people could make their QR code early enough to where they can put it on their shower invitations for their registry, because you have your registry on your website as well. You don't necessarily have to do the QR code. You can just put the website at the bottom of your invitation, and they can type it in their Safari, type it in their Google computer, and easily go to that.
For sure. I mean, honestly, a QR code, it's like everyone is familiar with it. Like we all lived through COVID. You went to a restaurant at one point and you had to scan it to get the menu.
Whip out your camera.
So everyone is pretty familiar with it. I feel like a lot of people are very sensitive to like the older generations when they're sending out invitations, and there's like certain etiquettes and traditions and all of that. But I think with a QR code, you can still have like a beautiful invitation suite, and you can still have that as an option. And I don't think it looks bad or anything. And a lot of people use them. So.
And I still think too, if you send out the mailing RSVPs, then you still need to have a website. The website just helps mentally. People can also just go to it and check your dress code and check everything, like all the questions they may have, addresses.
I loved making my website.
I did
too.
It
was like super creative. We put all of our photos in there. We like introduced our bridal party. There's so much information that you can put into it. It is very, very helpful for your guests, especially if they're traveling from out of town. You can put the airport that they're going to be going to, like the shuttle service if you're providing one. Things to do. A lot of times if you're having a Friday wedding, a Sunday wedding, people are coming in for the whole weekend. They're making a trip out of it. It's expensive to travel in for a wedding, but they're making like a vacation, especially in Charleston. It's a beautiful place to come visit. So I put like attractions, places to eat, things that we loved, our favorite things.
Your hotel block.
The hotel block, yeah. And then all of your like weekend itineraries, everything just fits concisely. It's like one place that everyone can go. Any questions that they have about your wedding, they're not bombarding you with, or just going to the website.
It was very time consuming putting in like the phone numbers.
But
it's so worth it. It's so worth it. Once you get your phone numbers, you can send them a text to get their address. And once you get their address, I mean, you're home free.
And like you said, like when people are actually going in and looking at their RSVP on there, the guessing work is out of it. Whereas like when you're sending a paper one, sometimes people don't put their name down, or they're like adding people, they're scratching things out. You're like, what is this? Like with a website, when they're going in and they're RSVPing that way, it literally states like Joe Smith and Barbara Smith are invited, and you can either put yes for Barbara, no for whoever. Like it's very cut and dry and very easy, and there's not really any room for error. I love a wedding website. I think everyone should have one. Makes life a lot easier for you and your guests.
And it may be a little hard to use in the beginning, but once you investigate it and search through it and test all the buttons and test all the aspects that you can do on your website, it's so, so helpful.
And just like you said earlier, I think like being able to send reminders. Sometimes you get a little shy and you don't want to be like, hey, can you send this to me in a text? And like, it's just an automated reminder that just like lets them know, hey, it's due. Can you send it in?
Because once you get their phone number, you can literally send them a text to get their address, like I said, and then you can send them a reminder once you know your invitation has been delivered to them to, hey, RSVP to my wedding. We don't have your head count yet. We'd love to hear from you. Like, it's just like an automated thing.
Is this that? Do the right thing. Freaking RSVP.
Did you hear us?
Speaking of, like, it is etiquette. It's etiquette to RSVP to everything. I will say, I sucked at RSVP before I became a bride, before I became a wedding planner.
I appreciate it now.
Oh, I appreciate it so much now.
I literally just got a wedding invitation yesterday and RSVP'd when I opened it.
Because the thing is like, you're spending a lot of money to host these people, and you definitely want to make sure that you're getting the right guest count. It's just the polite thing to do. Even a shower, it doesn't have to just be a wedding. It's any invitation that you get throughout the wedding experience. Just make sure if you can't make it, politely decline. Just send some notification to someone. Let a bitch
any invitation you get from anybody's wedding. If it's a shower, if it's the save the date, save the actual date, and be sure when you get the invitation, you RSVP.
Thanks. And if you are opting for a more polished look and you're actually just sending out paper invitation suites, we also love those. They're very elegant. You can do so many creative. I mean, some people are spending like thousands and thousands of
such cute invitation
They're
suites.
beautiful, right? And they look gorgeous in the flat lays on
with the ribbon.
The photographer does, like, they look stunning, but they're spending thousands and thousands of dollars.
They are.
You can create it on Canva though.
You can.
Just saying. Mint
I
it
have
also.
some hacks.
Love
DIY bride.
Yeah. But I will say, if you're doing that, there are ways to make sure that you are getting the proper information on there. I have heard horror stories where people are like, oh my gosh, the person didn't fill in their name, or they put in too many people, or they were like scratching in like their plus ones, and it's like, come on. Like, that's not, if the invitation says Mr. and Mrs. or the Smith family, then you know the multiple people in your family are invited. Yeah. But there should be no guessing. Like, if there doesn't say +1 or plus guest, whatever's on the invitation is who is actually invited to the actual wedding.
Yeah. If you do the mailbacks, the layout of your RSVP card should be the kindly respond by with the date at the top. And then we have reserved blank
seats. The RSVP
seats.
date.
Yes, the RSVP
Not the wedding date.
No, not the wedding date. Don't RSVP before the day before the wedding date. Please don't do that.
When Cam starts singing, you know it's serious.
Kindly,
instantly people just stop listening.
Tune out now. Kidding. Stay. Please stay. But the layout, kindly respond by blank date, whatever date you need before the wedding date. Yeah. And then you'll have, we have reserved blank seats in your honor. If I were the bride sending my RSVP card to the guest, I would automatically put the number of guests in that spot.
I would even go as far as putting the names in. I would fill in the names, honestly.
Honestly, you could. But if you didn't want to do that.
But I've still seen horror stories where people are like still adding. Even after you put the names in, they're adding, which then I think you just have to have a polite little call and be like, yeah, no.
Listen,
your boyfriend is not invited. So sorry.
John, Joe, Jane can't come. I'm so sorry.
No, we're actually not that sorry, though.
No.
You're just not invited.
No. With the website, if you have a website, then you can put in your FAQ questions, whatever that tab is right there, if you're having children or not. And so people could go to your website and see if their kids can come.
We actually put, I forget like the wording, but we actually said like we kindly don't have enough room for extra guests. So politely, if we had not addressed that you have a +1, please don't bring anybody else. And we are not having children at the wedding. So it was like nicer and more elegant. Love your kids. It was more elegant and, you know, whatever. But it definitely very clearly stated on there, like, these are the stipulations. So please just abide by the rules.
If you didn't want to do, say, writing their names on the card for them, you could even write it in small on the back so that you know who it is when you got the card back.
That's a very good
hack. In case
hack.
they don't put their name or their last name on it, you wouldn't guess the amount of people that don't put their last names on it. Or even like a little number and like tally a number in like a spreadsheet beside those people's names.
I love the little like name though. If you just put like somebody's little name,
it helps.
Yeah,
it helps.
And I will say, you are filling out an annoying amount of envelopes and like having to handwrite addresses and handwrite all this crap. And honestly, my handwriting is garbage. I write like I am a 4-year-old child still. Like, I never got the gift of like this beautiful girl handwriting.
Me too.
It's like worse than chicken scratch.
Mine's so bad.
I recommend, we bought a stamp. I didn't love the stamp. It just kind of like, I don't know.
It would catch the corners of the ink.
But it also just like ran. It looked messy. I didn't love that. But we printed out stickers.
Yeah.
It was like easy. Obviously, again, on the front end, it's a little bit more work, but when you go to actually sit down and do it, you will thank yourself, because then it looks nicer. It looks neater. You just put the little sticker. Everything's good. The address is already printed out, everything.
Even on Etsy too. Like, if you didn't want to print it yourself, if you didn't have the printer for it or the stickers for it, Etsy sellers have it.
And you're already getting the addresses when you're doing the save the dates and all of that. Put it into an Excel format, and then you can literally just print them out on your printer.
Yeah.
And just get the sticky papers or whatever, like the little stickers. It was so helpful, and it made life so much easier.
I used a Cricut. I wish I would have done the stickers, because honestly, a Cricut. Spend the money.
Cam loves a Cricut.
Spend the money.
Cam is starting her own business. It's called Cam's Cricut. Cricut with a K.
Cam's Cricut.
And she's just making signs and all that. So if you ever need a sign,
I'm already making one sign for one of Lindsay's brides. So
Cam loves her Cricut, and she's getting that. That $90 was well spent.
Not to toot my own horn, but
Toot it, girl.
I'm pretty good at it. So
Toot it in.
if you want to call our hotline and ask me to DIY you a sign, do it.
Also, can we just talk about stamps?
Oh my gosh, I hate stamps.
So another reason why I love the QR code over the mail-in RSVP is because you have to give 2 stamps for every single invitation that you send out, because then you have to mail back so then you're even more infuriated when they don't RSVP, because you're like, I spent another. Stamps are almost $1.
I forgot about that.
Stamps are highway robbery, literally.
Buy your stamps now.
And
even
honestly,
if you're getting married in 2028, 2030. Buy your stamps now.
And do the forever stamps, because it literally lasts forever. Stamps go up like a couple times a year, and they're actually getting ready to go up again in July. So all my future brides, buy your stamps now. Do it,
yes.
do it.
And get your invitation suite. Order your invitation suites or make them however you're getting them. Put them in an envelope and take them to the post office and weigh them. Because I cannot tell you the amount of times I've seen like TikToks or just people. I've heard things. It weighs too much, and you need 2 stamps or 3 if it weighs too much. You might even have to put it in like a package and send it as like a just a little tidbit.
USPS just robbing us blind over here.
I know.
And then lastly, on envelopes, y'all, do not lick all of your envelopes.
Please don't lick your envelope.
It's so
I may have
disgusting.
once or twice.
So my cheap ass, I literally went and took a paper towel, I dabbed it with water and just
Or like a paintbrush.
did not care. You can literally buy envelope sealers. They're very cheap. They're on Amazon. I didn't like the way it worked. I literally thought it worked better just to do the paper towel. You're welcome.
Couldn't that like get you sick? Like,
okay, so there was an episode. I'm totally showing my age right now because probably any Gen Zers out there that are listening. Seinfeld used to be a show that everyone listened to. And George's fiance, I think her name was Susan, died from freaking licking like a cheap invitation envelope for her wedding.
oh, don't be Susan.
Don't be Susan. Also, it just tastes disgusting. Don't do it. There's easier ways.
It does. Even like lick your finger.
Ew, don't.
No. Okay, don't do that.
You have a 2-year-old and it's showing.
I know. It does.
You're like, it's fine. Eat it off the floor.
Drops on the ground.
Second rule.
Blow it off. Actually, no, I'm not like that. I wish
over
I
here
was.
like, that's disgusting. I don't want to do that. The taste of the envelope, like it stays
I
in your
can taste
mouth.
it right now.
And then like if you get a paper cut, it's game over. I'm like, no, my day's ruined now. I can't. Honestly, just do the paper towel trick. You're welcome. You can thank me later.
You don't have to spend money. You got paper towels.
I'm freaking over when people RSVP yes and then do not show up to your wedding.
They don't come. That is,
bro.
Especially
absolutely not for me.
No.
You're getting cut off. Like I'm talking like friendships ended. We're done. I'm
100%. 100%.
I saw this TikTok the other day, and this girl was talking about how she legitimately was going to Venmo people that didn't show up and RSVP'd yes. And she was like, if you don't have a good excuse, I am Venmoing you the cost of your plate. And I was like, that's actually not a terrible
Do
idea.
it. What? No, 100%.
You are spending on the very, very low end $100 per plate. And that is like bare minimum because of the tariffs and the economy and
literally
everything costs more.
Literally.
So like you're paying so much money per plate. If you are RSVPing yes and then you are not showing up, like I do not blame a girl for Venmoing you and being like, please pay $250 for your plate. Thank you so much.
Yes. And that's why like a cute little place setting. Like if you see that the place setting is still there and their name is still like on that little oyster shell that you put on their plate, you see their name still there? Take it home with you, bride. Take it home with you, bride.
Don't forget.
And hold on to it. And then when you get home after your honeymoon, Venmo request
She was like, I'm literally never going to talk to these people ever again. And I was like, that's a bit extreme. If you cannot make it, obviously things happen. Just be kind and courteous enough to let somebody know because they can also use that spot for somebody else.
Right.
Like there are some venues that have capacity issues and you're inviting certain amount of people because that's all you could either afford or that's all that would fit. And so if you're taking the place of somebody else and you don't show up, that is heart-wrenching.
How about the people that RSVP no and then show up?
Absolutely not. Like I'm telling you, you cannot make it. Like
just
I'm sorry.
RSVP yes and come or RSVP no and don't.
Well, because here's the thing. A lot of people have plated meals. You don't have a meal. So sorry.
You don't have a seat.
You can go get McDonald's and eat in the corner, but like we don't have a meal for you because you said no.
Eat before you come.
We don't have a seat for you. We don't have a napkin for you. We don't have a charger for like we don't have anything for you.
Yeah.
So sorry.
And if you have the cutoff date on your website or on your invitation, and if they text you or if they RSVP past that date, you need to send them a text and say, sorry, the cutoff date has passed.
Yeah, because once you put in your final numbers, like food is ordered, like things are done. There's a little bit of wiggle room. I've definitely seen it as a planner where like last minute changes do happen after the date, but it is extremely rude. Like, you should know well in advance if you can make it or you don't. We've given you an invitation. We've set a deadline. Like, everybody went to school at one point. You have deadlines. Like, it's like that in the real world.
Literally.
Too. Like, this is a deadline. You've missed the cut and you can't come.
And like you said, it's kind of embarrassing for that person or that couple that do show up and they don't have their name
never heard of that
on the seating chart, and they show up and they have nowhere to sit.
I have never run into that. I've seen more and more people say yes and then not come. I had a wedding literally last weekend. A whole entire table didn't come. That was 8 people. I had 15 people not show up to mine.
Oh my gosh.
15. They literally RSVP that they were coming. We checked with them like 2 weeks out, and they were like, yeah, we'll be there. And each and every one of them did not show up. And then only 2 of them sent us a gift. And that's another thing. If you are going to RSVP, yes, and then you do not show up, and then you have the audacity to not give a gift,
Preach.
woo,
Preach.
brother, guess what? I'm coming after you. You're on the freaking hit list.
Your name better be on that registry. I better get an email that you purchased
people
something.
who are like, oh, sorry, your gift got stuck in. Do not go to a wedding and not bring a gift. It's rude.
Just RSVP.
We also know who you are because we're sending out thank you notes.
Yes. And it's different too. Plus, if you have a family member that may have passed away, or you have some family emergency and you RSVP'd yes and you don't show up, but send them a text.
Yeah,
send them a courtesy
There's
text.
obviously like things out of your control, and a bride or any like normal human being who has a heart would understand that. And there's obviously circumstances where you just can't help it, but there's so many instances where people just are rude and disrespectful and they just don't care. And that sucks because it's extremely expensive to cover the cost of your meal and your booze and all the things that are per person, because a lot of weddings are just like per person now. So you're just spending a lot of money on people who aren't there. And it sucks.
And it sucks because you put so much time and effort into making like a seating chart, and that person does not show up. You added them into it.
Well, that's another thing. It's like if you're showing up, like I've already created the seating chart. Like I'm not rearranging the seating chart for you. It takes weeks to put together a seating chart. It's like you're constantly having to delegate, like, oh, this person can't sit at this table and this person. I get that a seating chart is so annoying. So just be respectful of people's time and just RSVP yes if you're coming, RSVP no if you can't make it. Otherwise, like, we're done. We're done.
And that's
with
the
it.
thing too. That's why sadly I avoided doing a seating chart. I wish I would have done one, but so much effort goes into not only making the logistics of a seating chart, but even like the beautiful layout aspect that you see at the wedding with names on the seating chart. It's rude.
So people who like don't make a seating chart, this is the PSA for you as a wedding coordinator, planner, all the things, former bride, like you have got to make a seating chart. You guys, I cannot stress this enough.
I regret not. I will say I regret not making a seating chart.
Here's the thing. I get the whole like, oh, everybody is just for everybody. Like we don't care. Bride and groom side, we're all coming together. It's fine. It's not fine. People do not know people. It's awkward just because you know everyone that you're inviting to your wedding, and sometimes you don't. People that are coming don't know the other people. I'm telling you right now, if you do not have a seating chart, it just brings a little bit more chaos to dinner. The timeline will run smoothly. Dinner will run more smoothly if you have a seating chart. Your guests will thank you. They literally welcome being told kind of what to do. It's just human nature to not directly like sit next to somebody if you don't know them. If you walk into a bar, you're going to see people sitting one seat apart. That's just human nature. That's just how we work.
It's just awkwardness.
It's awkward. If you do not have a seating chart, what's going to happen is that people are going to innately grab chairs from other tables, bring them to the table where they feel comfortable. Then instead of having an 8-person table, you have now 12 people around the table. It just makes it weird for everybody. Especially if you have a plated meal, you have to have a seating chart. No ifs, ands, or buts. Your caterer will require it because you have to have a place card in front. You have to know who's getting what meal. But if you're having buffet style or station style, like unless you are having a very relaxed, there's not tables, people are sitting more in like loungy areas, you have to put together a seating chart. It just makes a world of difference.
Yeah.
You don't have to put the place card in front of them and say like, Cam, you're sitting here, Lindsay, you're sitting here, but have a list of people sitting at this table.
Yes.
Like these people are sitting at table 1, these people are sitting at table 12. And that way it's just easier for people just to know exactly where they're going.
And two, you'll be able to have those numbers on those tables that everyone's sitting at. Then you can have the, say, DJ or band, whatever entertainment you have, say, hey, table 5, you're released to go to the buffet if you're having a buffet. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. That was a very helpful episode. Talking all things RSVPs, seating charts, wedding websites. Do it.
If you have an invitation or an RSVP card on your refrigerator, this is a little tidbit. Go grab that thing right now. Scan your QR code, look up the website, fill out that little card, and just send it in the mail. Send it in the mail. If you're listening right now,
people,
send it in the mail.
We hope you enjoyed this episode, and we hope that it was super helpful for you.
Be sure to follow us on all socials. Our Instagram
is RSVP_thanks_pod. You can also find us on TikTok. That's RSVP_thanks. You can also follow along on our Facebook group. We want to hear all of your questions and your comments and your hot tips and all the things. So that's RSVP Thanks Wedding Podcast. And you can also call that freaking hotline.
Call the hotline. Let us know all your juicy gossip. If you have any questions for us, you can obviously DM us or shoot us an email, but we would love to hear you on the hotline. You can call 320-558-7787.
Yes! Happy planning. And as always,
RSVP. Thanks.